me calling you a radical, so everybody goes crazy in San Diego, rightfully so. Talk about penned up sports fans, savor the flavor. So this deserves more than one video. That's the most perfect shot I ever saw. I've done the play-by-play here before. I grew up in San Diego and here my whole life, and I'm a college basketball nut, if you haven't noticed. So when I was a gambler, I used to always say, back in the day before I got cancer, I used to always say, simply, San Diego State, great teams, highly ranked, get into the freaking tournament, go down early, like Texas. San Diego State, go down early. So when I was young, my favorite San Diego State basketball player of all time, that's easy, Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn was all that. He's the greatest player, maybe till now, and I knew Tony Gwynn personally because he was so active in the community, anything charitable, anything to do with anything, he was always there. So was I. We got cancer at the same time. So that shot was perfect. But I want to, San Diego State, or San Diego fans, the epic in Miami. Oh, my God. That was Dan Fouts, Winslow. That's probably the greatest football game in history. But they had to go to the Freezer Bowl. Talk about the Freezer Bowl. It's April 2nd here in Ogden, Utah, 25, 30 degrees below normal. I wish we could get passion like the fans came out on the San Onofre shutdown dynamic, but people forget. Ted, where's his statue? Where's his statue? You should see his house that he grew up. He grew up in San Diego, born and raised. His mother, the incredible activist. Ted Williams was the greatest. He gets no love down there. That shot was the most perfect. That was Michael Jordan, 1982 in the Superdome. That was Keith Smart, 1987. That shot was, he was straight as an arrow. He was focused. Boom. That's the most perfect shot I ever saw in my life. And I saw a lot of perfect shots in my day. I did the play-by-play here for all those years. That shot was Ted Williams' swing. Ted Williams, Rashid Shaheed, who's from San Diego, played here. I'm friends with. First time I saw him run, I told Josh Davis right here, I says, he runs like Ted Williams swings bat. The Butler did it. All that penned up freaking losing, go back to the Tigers sweep of the Padres and that great Padres team in 84. You go back to all those great Padres teams. 2000, the great Tony Gwynn. Those Chargers. Oh, my God. I still remember that tip football by Gibson, in the championship game. Harbaugh, and they went into the Super Bowl and just got obliterated by the Niners. You still got one more to go. But that shot was the most perfect shot I've ever seen. He was straight as an arrow. He was focused. Ice water, as Rafferty used to say, which I love his call. One of the great calls. He's still calling. Big time, he used to say. Big time. My greatest call in a college basketball game ever. It was a game and nobody could score whatever. And one of the analysts, I can't remember who it was, he says, these rims are harder than algebra. But that was a Ted Williams swing. That's Michael Jordan, 1982. What a shot. Keith Smart, 19. What a shot. The Butler did it. 2023. All that pinned up, losing in San Diego for all those years. I'm so old that I can remember. I used to go to Balboa Stadium when those great Chargers teams, they won the AFL championship in the early 60s. They were all that. Air Coryell, greatest coach you never heard of. Wow, you got one more to go. And you got a very hot Connecticut team. But I remember that hot 88 Steve Kerr, Kenny Lofton team. And they got knocked off. They were beating everybody by 20. That UConn team's on one. But congratulations, San Diego State. Saving the flavor down there. But just remember, the greatest San Diego State basketball player of all time. Until maybe now. He might have passed him. Tony Gwynn. But the greatest athlete San Diegan in history, bar none. Ted Williams. Let's get a perfect swing. Ted Williams. That shot was Ted Williams swinging a bat. Rashid Shaheed. That's Ted Williams running. San Diego, congratulations. Savor the flavor. It's been a long time. Wow. The perfect shot. I've never seen a more beautiful, perfect, confident, straight shot in my. And I bet I did the call here for play-by-play for 40 years. Saw Jason Kidd's last game here. I mean, I saw Jason Kidd's game in Arco high school champion. Jeremy Lin's high school championship game there. You know, so I go on and on and on, but Ted Williams swing, that shot was perfect. Stay in tuned.